Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I wanted to start this video with a passage from the Daily Stoic to get a bit of inspiration as to what we're going to talk about today, as I'm only home after hours of recording and hours of doing different type of work for some of the recent companies that I actually managed to get in touch with and get a chance to work with. Very excited. I didn't think that things would change so rapidly, but I feel like over the last month or two, I'm really starting to see the results from, I suppose you could call it work, from the last couple of months especially. So it's cool and I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen. I received a message from Ryan Holiday himself, the guy who wrote the Daily Stoic, from his Daily Stoic account on Instagram, and he offered to send me a copy of his book, Wisdom Takes Work, which is coming out this week. So I can't wait for that to get here, and I will unbox it on video, and we will be able to check it out together. Good habits drive out bad habits. Since habit is such a powerful influence and we're used to pursuing our impulses to gain and avoid outside our own choice, we should set a contrary habit against that. And where appearances are really slippery, use the counterforce of our training. Epictetus. When a dog is barking loudly because someone is at the door, the worst thing you can do is yell. To the dog, it's like you're barking too. When a dog is running away, it's not helpful to chase it. Again, now it's like you're both running. A better option in both scenarios is to give the dog something else to do. Tell it to sit. Tell it to go to its bed or kennel. Run in the other direction. Break the pattern. Interrupt the negative impulse. The same goes for us. When a bad habit reveals itself, counteract it with a commitment to a contrary virtue. For instance, let's say you find yourself procrastinating today. Don't dig in and fight it. Get up and take a walk to clear your head and reset instead. If you find yourself saying something negative or nasty, don't kick yourself. Add something positive and nice to qualify the remark. Oppose established habits and use the counterforce of training to get traction and make progress. If you find yourself cutting corners during a workout or a project, say to yourself, okay, now I am going to go even further or do even better. Good habits have the power to drive out bad habits, and habits are easy to pick up, as we all know. Perfect. So we're going to talk about habits today. Something that I obsess over. I've read Atomic Habits, a great book by James Clear, a long time ago. And one thing that stuck with me from that book was that if you miss one day, it's not the end of the world. But if you miss another day after the first day, so 2 days in a row, you're creating a new habit, which is so true. And I found that with my meditation journey especially, that is exactly what happened every time I fell off. I'd say to myself, it's the end of the day, I'm tired, I don't have time to meditate. Even though it can only take 5 minutes, even though it doesn't take much time and I had 5 minutes, I was doing other things. And I would skip my meditation for one day, but it would turn into like a week, sometimes two. And then I'd get back into it. And it was this cycle of constantly getting into it, constantly getting out of it. And I suppose building habits is something that requires a lot of effort, something that's not easy, but something that at the same time can be easy. You see, I treat meditation now as progressive overload. So progressive overload, say you're in the gym and you're lifting 60 kg on the bench press, right? So if you're lifting 60 kg, that is, say, the most reps you can do for, say you can do 10 reps on 60 kg. The next day when you come in, you'll do maybe 11 or 12 reps, or you'll up the weight to 62.5 or 65 kg. That's progressive overload. So you're just slightly increasing the weight or the intensity to try and improve, try get stronger, try get better, build more muscle, more strength. That's the idea. Small little increments every single day. Now, if you are in the gym and you are to lift, say you're doing the 60 kg for 10 reps, but then I put 100 kg on the bar and I said to you, lift this, and you weren't able to lift it. And then the next day you come in, I say the same thing, lift this. You're not going to be able to lift it. The next day, if I say it again, we're just being retards, right? We haven't progressed to that weight. It's the exact same thing I find with small habits, like meditation. There have been phases where I can meditate for 20 minutes in one go. And there are also phases where I fall off. And there has been times where I tried to get back into meditation and I'd set the timer for 20 minutes. And literally 5 minutes in, I'd be like, I'm so bored. I'm so bored right now. Like, I can't do this. This is not the time for me to do this. And I'd be falling off even more. What I found is if you fall off your habits, you have to build up slow. So then I started with literally there was a time where I fell off meditation, maybe like a year and a half, 2 years ago. And when I started meditating again, I literally started with 2-minute meditations. 2-minute meditations just to build the habit back up. But you see what happened was after a few days, I was able to build up on that. And it's the same with everything else. It's the same with writing. If I really want to write, I have to dedicate some time to write. If I don't, I just won't do it. It's the same thing with gratitude. I try and write some of the things I'm grateful for first thing in the morning. If I stop doing that, it just goes. It's something that you have to dedicate some time to. But the point here was that, let's just say, you want to counteract bad habits with good habits. This could be something as simple as waking up first thing in the morning and rather than scrolling on your phone, you dedicate a few minutes to meditate, to write, and to maybe read one chapter of a book. That is your new morning routine. So I completely agree. And then the scrolling sort of goes away. And I found also with the good habits, naturally, you eliminate the bad habits. When I meditate every single day, I don't make the same mistakes that I do if I don't meditate. It's the same thing with writing, with reflection. If I don't write for, say, a week, I feel like my life is falling apart. I really need to write again. I really need to check in with myself. And checking in with myself allows me to stay focused and stay present. But I would say a huge thing that has truly helped me, and I know we're going a little bit off topic, is truly writing the things that you're grateful for. And they have to be different every single day. If you write what you're grateful for, it's very hard to be ungrateful, right? No, but seriously, I would say that gratitude is so, so important. Being grateful for your family, your friends, your health, even the mindset when I go into the gym, when I thank myself for my strength, I thank myself for the fact that I have a healthy body, that I don't have any sickness, any disease, the fact that I'm capable of going outside and running, just things like that, and reminding yourself of those things every single day. I think that is a game changer, I found. And it's not even things like your family, your friends, your health. Think outside the box, right? Let's just say when you wake up in the morning, I try to have like a glass or two of water as soon as I wake up in the morning when I go into the kitchen. That is something that I try to do. And I get back into it, I fall off a lot of the time. Sometimes I don't feel like drinking water. But I wanted to build a habit out of it. So let's just say first thing when I wake up in the morning, when I go into the kitchen, before I make my coffee, I have like a glass or two of water just to hydrate myself after sleeping. If I'm grateful for that water, I will enjoy it so much more. If I'm grateful for the fact that when I wake up in the morning, I can have a glass of water, fresh water, it changes your whole perspective on everything. And I'm trying to really think of examples in my mind of things that you can be grateful for. And I'm trying to think outside the box. But I'm not going to lie to you, my brain is fried after today. I feel like I'm brain dead right now, kind of retarded. And maybe I'm coming across as retarded in this video, but it's fine because honestly, like, who cares? And to be honest, I don't even think that many people will watch this video. If you are watching this video, leave a comment. Leave a comment and leave a like. But more importantly, leave a comment, because I want to know if you've watched the video and if anything I've said you were able to relate with or to. But I find with the gratitude, like even walking outside and going for a walk, and you're grateful for a lot of different things, right? Let's just say I'm grateful for the fact that it's not raining. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I promise you, when you walk outside and there's sunshine, you are in a much, much better mood if you're just ignorant to the fact that there's sunshine. If you actually take the time to write the fact that you're grateful for this down, you will feel so much more present on that walk. I love so many things, you know. I love drinking coffee, for example. I love coffee. And I love sitting down in a cafe, coffee shop, and having a cup of coffee. And sometimes I bring my laptop and I try to get a bit of work done. I love that. I love that. I could do that every single day. And it's something that I truly look forward to. I think also creating habits which you look forward to is very important. For example, when I read my books at nighttime, I try and get through a book maybe between a week or two. Like if I can get at least 2 books read each month, that's pretty good for me with the amount of things I'm trying to do. But let's just say at nighttime, after I shower, I meditate, I journal, write a little bit just about whatever I'm feeling, and is in not what I'm feeling in the moment, but I just start to write about whatever I want to write about. If it's my day, sure. If it's tomorrow, sure. If it's some question that I saw somewhere earlier in the day, sure. I'll just write. It doesn't really make a difference. I write nearly every single day, pretty much every day. And sometimes I write more than once a day. I write in the morning and the evening. I really try to stick to this now, and I'm not even joking with you. I really do. It's very, very difficult for me to do it twice a day, but if I do it at least once a day, it's just about checking in with yourself. But the point is, so when I shower, I brush my teeth, I get under a blanket, I do my meditation, my writing, and then I would pick up a book and start reading. With that book, I always make a lemon and ginger cup of tea. And I look forward to that cup of tea so much, especially in Ireland. It's so cold outside. It's rainy. The weather is just fucking shit. So when I have a bad day and I think to myself, later on, you're going to be under a blanket reading a book with a cup of tea, that is the best feeling. And I write that as part of my gratitude. The fact that I'm able to do that. The fact that I have a warm blanket to put over myself. The fact that I can afford books and I can read and I can improve my knowledge and I can learn so much from other people. Books are the best thing. And I love reading for sure. But the point is that it's something that I look forward to, and I've made it something I look forward to, not only through the fact that it's kind of a cool routine, but the fact that I write it down as part of my gratitude practice. I'm trying to think of other things that I've done recently that might be able to help you. I think scrolling on your phone first thing in the morning is a big one. And I used to be very bad with this. I used to literally wake up first thing in the morning and I'll sit on my phone for like 15, 20 minutes. But it's such a waste of time. And it would be scrolling just randomly. The first thing I do now when I wake up is check WhatsApp, as I train people in the morning, and sometimes you can have a cancellation. So I always check that I don't have a cancellation just in case. Go back to bed, obviously. But the point is that I try not to scroll. And by scroll, I mean like through Instagram Reels, Instagram, YouTube. I don't actually have any other apps. I don't use TikTok. I don't use Reddit, stuff like that. I just use Instagram, Pinterest, and I only really use Instagram for posting, so I don't really consume content. But here and there, I'll find myself just randomly scrolling. It's stupid, I know, but I still fall victim to it. I think it's something extremely difficult to stop, as these apps are literally created to keep you engaged, to keep you watching. So it's an everyday test. It's an everyday test, and I find it never gets easier. It never gets easier. But I do feel like my brain is literally rotten from the inside after I watch YouTube shorts or Instagram reels. You know, if I watch like 50 to 100 videos, and I'm just like, you know, my brain is just getting so many different things so quickly, and I just feel a little stupid afterwards, and I'm already kind of stupid, so imagine how I feel afterwards. I feel even worse. Anyways, I think that this is it. This is the video. I'm going for 16 minutes now. I was literally going to make a 10-minute video, but you know what? It is what it is. This is cool. This is cool. I don't know if I said in the beginning of the video, but Ryan Holiday is sending me out. Literally, Ryan Holiday is sending me out Wisdom Takes Work this week. So I'll do an unboxing. Well, I'll unbox a book. I'd say he signed it probably, which is cool. But I'll show you what comes. It's going to be the book, realistically. But I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of cool to show you. I actually have one of these DJI mics, but I don't use it. And I need to start using it because the audio would be so much better. The audio in the last video was awful. And if you actually watch these videos and you watched the last one, I'm very, very sorry for the audio. Basically what happened was I was recording the video and I had music on Spotify. Then I clicked record, but the music, it was like piano music. It was still playing while I was speaking, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. I can record with the piano music. And then after I uploaded the actual video onto CapCut to chop it up a little bit, I found that the piano music was actually louder than my voice. So then I had to remove the piano music, but when I removed the piano music, my voice was all fucked up. It just sounded fucking strange, and I had to like adjust a lot of different things. And ultimately it was a mess, but I only noticed when I was home and it was late, and I was like, you know what, it's still a video, and my goal is to upload a video every single day, which is a challenge I'm setting myself. And I've been sticking to it nearly 2 weeks now, which is kind of cool. People make a lot of excuses, you know, especially if they're, I've seen a lot of people make excuses like, how many posts a day should you make? I'll tell you a funny story before I go. There was a time when I really wanted to grow my Instagram, and the reason why I wanted to grow my Instagram was mainly for my online training business. That is the main sort of reason that I started it to begin with. And I kind of make videos that I really enjoy making. I love the videos that I make. It's like very, very fun for me. I love editing them. I love putting the music on them. I put a lot of the same sounds on, but that's mainly because they just go viral. And sometimes, you know, it's just a bit of an effort if you're doing it every single day. But there was a point I'm trying to get to. I made 30 reels a day. No joke. I made 30 reels a day for like 2 weeks. 30. 30. No joke. I made 30 reels a day. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. I'd post 5 videos. Now, they were very basic videos, like 10 to 15 seconds long, but I post 5 of them. It would take me like 20 to 30 minutes to edit. I would be like fucking so quick with it. I'd go on a run. I'd come back home. I'd do 100 push-ups. I'd shower. This is no joke. I'd make another 5 posts before I left the house. Then I would leave the house to go and train my clients in the gym. And on the bus, I'd try and make like 3 posts. And then when I got into work, I'd be making my coffee. My client would be warming up or whatever. Usually their warm-up would take 10-15 minutes. I'd make another 2 posts. I'm already 15 posts in. I'd finish my morning clients, training them, and then I would make another 5 posts when I got home. And then, no joke, this was actually my routine. I would have breakfast, and then after breakfast, I would go to the gym. I'd drive down to the gym. I'd take my pre-workout on the way to the gym. Before the gym, I made another 5 posts. And then after the gym, that I had like 5 posts left, and I would spread them out. Sometimes I would do them like straight after the gym. I'd be wired in. Sometimes I would do them at the end of the day. 30 reels a day. 30. And then after the 30, after the 30, I was saying to myself, me and Kieran were doing this exact same thing. Like, this was a challenge. And if someone didn't do it, there was like extra running to do. There was like extra push-ups. Like, we would basically punish ourselves for not doing it. It was very, very productive in a sense. Would I recommend posting 30 times a day? Probably not. But I found that when I did that, honestly, like the growth of my account just like skyrocketed so quick. It was insane. 30 posts a day. That is 210 reels a week. 210. And then what I was getting to was, sometimes I hear people saying like, oh, I can't stay consistent with my posting. It's very, very difficult. I can't make a post every single day. I can't do this. I can't do that. It's like, you clearly don't care. You can't say you care about something and not do it. It's stupid. It's like that with absolutely anything, you know? It doesn't take long. I promise you, it doesn't take long to record videos. Even this, I mean, this is like 21 minutes I'm talking for now. This doesn't take long. It's very, very easy to do, in fact. And it's like 20 minutes, okay? Think about the amount of things you spend your time on, that like you waste time on every single day. That is 20 minutes long. If I wasn't doing this, likelihood is that I would be doing something that is a bad habit. Is this a good habit? I'm not sure. I really wanted to improve speaking to a camera. And to be honest, I feel more comfortable already. And I'm only like just over a week into this. But when I start something, when I really want to get into something, I go every fucking day. Every day. When I like really wanted to get into running, I was running every day. Not like 2-3 times a week. I was running every single day. Now I run like 6 days a week. I take 1 day off a week. 6 days running, 6 days gym, 1 day off for each. So there's 2 days in the week where I only have the one, and it feels like a rest day. It feels like a fucking rest. So when people complain, and people complain a lot, man, oh my days, people would be like, I can't train whatever amount of times a week. And I'm like, really? Like, what's your schedule like? You know, it depends on the person, definitely. Most of my clients are like business owners, so they'd be very, very busy, and you know, they'd have kids, families. I understand that completely. I understand that, okay, maybe you can only train 2-3 times a week. That's completely fair. You're focusing on your business, then you need to take care of your family. There's a lot of different things. But if you're a young human being, like myself, there is absolutely no excuse. There's no way you're that busy. No way. And then the people who are like, oh, well, I skipped like 1 or 2 weeks of training because I went out and I had some alcohol over the weekend and I've been fucked for 3 days. And it's like, okay, well, don't talk about the training then. Don't talk about it. Don't say that you're serious about it, because you're not. You're not. I have nothing against drinking, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing going out for a drink or whatever once a week and socializing. But don't complain about it. If you're going to do it, deal with the consequences. You see, if I went for a drink and say it's Saturday night, and then I woke up and I was fucked on Sunday, I'd still go to the gym. It's a habit. It's something that I'm dedicated to. So I'd go. I would never skip the gym because I'm hungover, because I would not skip the gym unless I'm sick or genuinely injured. And I've went to the gym with most injuries that I've had. Let's just say I had like a really fucked up neck for like a week. A few months ago, right? I literally couldn't twist my neck. Like, I couldn't get it off the pillow. This has happened like 3-4 times now, and over the last few years. But my point is, with this fucked up, jacked up neck, I was still going to the gym. Why? I have legs. Funnily enough, I was able to train my back, but any sort of chest or shoulder movement, like that extension, that was fucking my neck up even more. So I wasn't doing that. But basically, I was going into the gym every second day doing legs. I'd be doing like back, legs, you know? Because why the fuck not? You know, I love going to the gym. For me, I have to discipline myself not to go Genuinely, this is no joke. And why is that? The gym is super addictive. If you start the gym and you start seeing results, you start seeing yourself get stronger, man, you are going to fucking love it. There is nothing better than getting stronger. Genuinely. It's cool looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, I look better than I did a few months ago or last year or the year before. But man, when you get strong, like really fucking strong, I'm fucking strong. Like when I say I'm fucking strong, I'm a weapon. It's insane. But how did that happen? It didn't happen by accident. I was super weak when I was young. Super weak. I was like the skinniest person in the world. But I just never stopped. I kept going. And I'm not where I want to be. Not even close. But the point is, every single year I've been improving. Every single year. There hasn't been one year in my life since I started the gym that I got worse. Never. Why? Because I'm disciplined. But it is addicting. It is so addicting. If you're not going to the gym right now and it's something you're thinking about doing, fucking go for it. And if you need any help, message me. I'll answer any questions you have. I'm not trying to sell you any programs here. I'm not trying to do that. I literally will try and help you get into the gym because it's something that I think everyone should do if you can. And it might not be something everyone enjoys, but if you haven't tried it before and you're thinking maybe this is something I could enjoy, but you're a little bit nervous going in because you've no idea what you're doing, message me. I'll help you out. It's not that hard. It's actually very, very easy. Everything in the gym is super, super simple once you learn the basics. Once you learn the basics, you'll realize that a lot of the things are very similar to each other and it's not complicated whatsoever. People make it out that it's complicated because they want to sell you shit, right? Online. Like they'll be like trying to confuse you so fucking much. It's so fucking simple to get in shape. It's such a simple process. You know, a lot of technique, a lot of different things go into it, right? Like your lifting technique and how many reps, how many sets you should do, how many days a week you should train, what body parts you should train, how many exercises you should do. But the point is that once you learn the basics, it's really not that difficult. And I think the main benefit of having a trainer is that they don't only push you the way you won't be able to push yourself as hard on your own as you would with a trainer. I 100% agree. How would I know? I've never had a trainer. When I train with Kieran or one of my friends, I train a lot harder than when I do on my own. And it's like, I really fucking push myself when I'm in the gym. I'm not like joking around when I'm in the gym. I really fucking try my best every single time. Every single time. There is no time in my life where I go to the gym and I don't try to give it my all. Even if I'm really fucking tired, I'll still train very hard. And see, that's when like the knowledge comes in handy. Because if you're really, really tired, you kind of have to change around your training, right? You don't want to be on like 2-3 hours of sleep fucked after a whole day without eating any food and training as hard as you usually would. You kind of have to be smart, right? You have to change things up. But even at that, the point is that it's really not that difficult. It's really not that difficult. And yeah, you will train a lot harder with a trainer. And also, you won't make the same mistakes that people who don't have trainers make. So it's like, when I went into the gym for the first time, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So I made a lot of mistakes. And I have like videos of me like doing exercise with terrible form from years ago now. But the point is that it took me a long, long time to learn from my mistakes. When you get a trainer, they show you, if you have a good trainer. There's a lot of shit trainers out there, trust me. Sorry, I got a message. Yeah, you will not make the same mistakes that you would if you just started on your own. So that's the benefit of having a trainer. And yeah, I think that's a lot of things that I talked about in this video. I'm not like rushing to finish this, by the way. I'm in a good mood, man. I'm in a good mood. I don't know why. I don't really know why I'm in a good mood. I'm just in a good mood. I'm very excited to eat my meal. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I think that's what it is. And I'm not up like super early in the morning. I think that's what it is. But I'm very, very excited to eat. I haven't eaten yet today. Well, I've eaten breakfast, but since the breakfast I haven't eaten. I had a protein bar, but I wouldn't even count it because it was one of those little small ones. It's like, doesn't even fill you up. And I was going to have a banana, but then Kieran threw it at the trees for no reason. He got angry. I kind of wanted to eat it, but I didn't get to. Anyways, is there anything else to say? There's like a protein company that I started working with. Well, I'm starting to work with them this week, and they'll be sending me out a lot of fucking cool shit. So I'm looking forward to like showing you that as well, if you care. There's a lot. So yeah, man, maybe every single time I start doing a YouTube video, I'll have an unboxing, which is kind of cool. Right, I think this is it. Peace.